I'm curious as to how you think of this. This is from Sportsnet. One big question for every NFL team at the midseason mark. Browns, reset, retool, or full-on rebuild? I think there's enough pieces here, G. Bush, that it's got to be a retool. But you got to be smart, and you can't. You've just eliminated all of the margins for error. You got to hit on 4 or 5 free agents. You got to hit on some of the mid. You got to hit on some second and third round draft picks, and you certainly can't miss as early as you're going to be drafting on one, your first round pick.
It's tough because I go back and forth every other day. I was on 92 through the fan, and I said you might have to rebuild and re-blow it up. And as I sit here and think about it, it's difficult because you got Myles Garrett on the team. You got one of the best. You got probably the best non-quarterback player in the game on your roster in his prime. It's very difficult to run around and say blow it up. You got Nick Chubb coming back next year, who will probably be 100% next year as a running back. You got some things going for you, but the problem that it looks like Mike Hall Jr. might be a playmaker for you. You got J.O.K., who's a guy. Grant Delpit is a solid player, but the problem is this. Do you have the guys in the front office that can evaluate and get it done? I would have a much better a feeling about it is if I knew what offense we were running. I don't know what it is we're trying to accomplish. Jameis Winston looked pretty good the week before against the Ravens, threw for 300 some odd yards. But here's the problem with that. The very next week, they come back and they come out in 5 wide and shotgun formations, and they want to run spread tendencies again. And I'm like, guys, you've already shipped Amari Cooper out. You don't have spread guys, and you continuously do this. If you want to run the spread, you're going to have to bite the bullet and go get receivers. But every time we talk to Andrew Berry, he's telling us, I like our guys. You can't like your guys in the system. It's one or the other. Either you want to go all in on this throwing the ball downfield type stuff, or you're going to have to go back to the play action stuff where your receivers have an opportunity to get open off play action, run action type stuff, which seems to work. But I don't know what identity they want to be. And that even convolutes things and muddies the water even more, because now I'm looking around at the quarterbacks and saying, are we going to be, I don't know if you guys see Cam Ward play. He's a guy that plays a lot like Deshaun Watson. He plays off schedule. He throws the ball. He's extending plays. He's a dynamic playmaker. Shedeur Sanders is one of those guys. Dynamic playmaker, holds the ball a little bit too much for me. But my thing is, we get those guys in here, are we still going to be talking about, well, we got to do what Shedeur Sanders does best, or we're going to run what Colorado used to run? I don't know, man. I done seen too much of that, man. I don't know.
I'm with you. You got to upgrade the wide. If you want to be a spread team, this wide receiving core isn't going to cut it. It just isn't. We saw that picture. Don't feel bad, G. Bush. I don't think anybody can identify what type of offense they are. Maybe not even the guys that are actually in it. Because it's a mess.